Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Super Cup 2018, the place to be for some paintball. It was a muggy morning this morning. The rain was out. It was absolutely terrible, but it has cleared up. There was a bit of lightning which we had to work around, but the fields are ready, the teams are ready, and we are ready to kick off another day, a Saturday, of Paintball Super Cup coming at you live from the Emerald Resort and Casino. Our video switcher did give us a bit of problems this morning, so we only have the one camera up for you because we're not able to change feeds. So I'm going to be doing a bit more of a radio approach, so giving you as much information to try and talk it out rather than letting you use the screen to make your own decisions. But we've got Division 5 man kicking off the morning, and we're going to kick it off with Doomsday Raptors and Brasa Fanikap. Then from there, we're going to go Team Hooligan and Suicide Squad. So don't go anywhere. We've got so much still happening. Doomsday Raptors will be breaking a left to right. And then one of my favorite teams at this tournament, Brasa Fanikap, will be coming right to left. There's a big exchange on that Snake 50 right there off the bat. We all know how hectic that place can be. I'm laughing at the porpoise that is Headref Byron van Staden, and it is literally the first game of the first set, and he's wearing one in the mask. Brasa Fanikap moving up aggressively to that three-quarter brick, already on the far side. He's gone down, but he's gone 2 for 1. He's taken 2 with him, so he's going to feel happy about that. Worst case scenario, as long as you take more than 1 with you, you're doing what you need to do for your team. Remember, Mercy 2, because it's Division 4. Which means you have to win by 2 and you play as 6 minutes a set. We also got some 3-man coming up later, some challenges and a little bit of champions. So much good paintball coming your way. A live Super Cup 2018. It does seem that Doomsday Raptors have dropped a few bodies at the moment. Brasa Fanikap want to be moving up here. They're feeling powerful. Raptors lose their Dorito 1 player. It was pretty cold this morning, we must admit. Is that Dorito 1 player has been completely taken out by the Snake player, who should be on your screen now. Throwing a lot of paint down there. Remember, Mercy 2 happens pretty quick though. We did start a little late. The rain's part of that. We can't be putting players in danger with lightning. So we will be doing our best to keep that uninterrupted throughout the day. We will have to have a look, though, as well. Apparently, there is a bit more rain forecast for this afternoon, but lightning storms, not just thunderclouds. So, yeah, not great. But we will always make sure that we do what we need to do.
Base.
Brasa Fanikap there, obviously in the morning, this early in the morning with a cold. Gotta stay warm. You can't be going in there cold. You're gonna get crampy, sore, slow reactions. You're gonna get picked off. Even me this morning.
Point approved.
Brasa Fanikap take the first point against Doomsday Raptors, meaning your next swap of set will be Team Hooligan versus
Game on.
Hooligan doing a break. Ref's already calling someone off though. A lot of paint being thrown down. Suicide Squad on that three-quarter brick. They are not here to play games, and that is for sure. What is the best approach, depending on your tactics as a team, changes. But a lot of different teams busy claiming different things work for them, which I guess makes sense to a certain degree. But you still got to try and find a balance of good tactics versus what suits you as a player. Hooligan, I've got eyes on 3, make that 4 players. Suicide Squad, only eyes on 3. I do think there is a 4th though, so we will have a look. Yes, I've got eyes on 4 now. Suicide Squad playing a lot more defensively than Team Hooligan. Hooligan pushing up a little higher. No significant field advantage. I do see one of the Team Hooligans players having issues with her gun. She's trying to figure it out on the field. Because if she can recover, she can still help her team. Hooligan loses a temple bunker. She's been picked off. A lot of snake action going through the snake side. Not having a good gun, not having a gun working is the worst thing that can happen here because it's not benefiting their cause. They've lost their snake player as well. The girl with the gun has to be careful. She's going to get picked off, and that's exactly what happened. Suicide Squad bunkers the last Team Hooligan player there on the top Dorito side. Squad also get picked off though. So Hooli giving out a little bit that they're getting.
Base.
Base touch. Let's wait for that confirmation.
Point approved.
There you go, Suicide Squad taking the first point of your other set, so to speak, this morning. That is happening between Suicide Squad and Team Hooligan. But we're all back in action though. Doomsday Raptors, Brass Cup.
30 seconds.
Brass Cup and Doomsday Raptors in action at the moment.
20 seconds.
They have swapped sides. Remember, Mercy too, so this could be the final point, depending if Raptors wake up or not.
10 seconds.
The Raptors played very well yesterday, so let's see if they can carry over.
Game on.
Brass Cup throwing snake one, but outside the cluster. Big ref run, yellow flag, player called on Brass Cup. This benefits Doomsday Raptors. How are they going to move forward from here? Can they? Raptors drop a body in the back there. The advantage should still be Raptors' way with that yellow flag on Brass Cup. Both teams playing quite defensively, not really moving up whatsoever. The snake not being completely utilized either. One of the few times I can actually claim that even. The yellow flag on Brass Cup, obviously for playing on, that's what it tends to be, but it appears to be a shot on the leg that was picked up by the far side. I do believe it was Rob that picked him up, not 100% sure. All the Dolphins look alike in their zebra clothing. Brass Cup's not going to want to be giving away a point though, that's for sure. They're going to have to stay alive, and survivability is key. Maybe Doomsday need to consider trying to move up a little bit, yeah? As you can hear, not much paint being thrown around. I don't think the body count's great at the moment as well. Time is ticking away. This benefits Brass Cup, but if there's not much time and Doomsday Raptors pull one up, they're already moving up a little bit now. That three-quarter brick being utilized on the snake side. BBK is also burying it. Doomsday lose a player in their back Dorito side. Definitely Brass Cup's playing to sit out. Even here the player going 1 minute 30, 1 minute 30. There's a Snake 50 player now on Raptors. They're aware they're there though, so they're going to try to pick it off. big exchange
60
here.
seconds.
They made sure they took each other out 1-for-1. Big exchange here by Bras van die Kaap on the Snake 50 with the Doomsday Raptors play. They need to survive a minute though. Who's left on Raptors side to push up? Bras van die Kaap moving up. Players being taken out. It looks like they're going to go up. They've taken out the rest of Raptors. They might even take the second point here when Raptors had the first. They had the advantage. They were looking good. With a yellow flag, and Bras van die Kaap could be taking it out of there. It's the first time one of the few times rather, that I've actually seen a yellow flag and the swing point, or not it be...
Base.
There you go, base hit in the last 6 seconds. They won't play those 6 seconds, but as I was saying, it's one of the few times you don't see a yellow flag costing the team the point. And Bras van die Kaap played really well to make sure that even with that yellow flag, they
Point
stepped
approved.
It's a solid
Game finished.
2-0 win for Bras van die Kaap. Your next set of teams, though, there's still 4 minutes to be
30
played.
seconds.
This one is between Team Hooligan and Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad leading 1-0 at the moment. They have swapped sides.
20 seconds.
So we're going to have
10
a look to
seconds.
see how this plays out. Team Hooligan will be wanting some points on the board. They didn't come here for nothing.
Game on.
There's a Snake Wings player on Team Hooligan in the Snake cluster. Also 3/4 brick Snake side for Suicide Squad. This is really shaping up now. Already Team Hooligan trying to push up on the Snake cluster on the far side of the field, or your near side of the field from your vision. They really try to push in here. Haven't really seen bodies drop though. No big duke-offs at the moment. Players are definitely going to be wanting to clear out the Snake cluster from both teams. Suicide Squad moving a play around on that Dorito side, trying to open up the field. Yes, you can hear the paint in the background. Take no names, take no mercy. I do see Hooligans drop the player or two there themselves now. Nice little swing and switch around on the outside of the cluster of Snake. Does Suicide Squad, oi, wear it in that 3/4 brick. Good shooting, making sure that 3/4 brick of Suicide Squad isn't pestering them anymore, being able to move up to the Snake 50. That the Dorito player now throwing across 45 field. It's done exactly that. Team Hooligan did well, just couldn't pick off the last few. Couple quick deaths towards the end of the point there, really costing them. Suicide Squad.
Base.
Suicide Squad will be feeling good. They've done well. They had 1 or 2 up and down games yesterday, so they'll be happy to come back in action. That means Suicide Squad should be winning 2-0 after this approval. We are going to look at your next set of teams,
Point approved.
which will
Game
be
finished.
Brutal Affliction 3 versus Vixen. The Syndicate, my favorite mod team, and Demolition Squad will be your next set of Division 4 5-man prelims. Don't go anywhere. My name is Adam Zawada. We are still working on some technical glitches to get you some more camera gear and some other views of the paintball field. See you now.
Take my hand and we'll go away to a different place. Float on air and we'll hide away. I'll be your escape. Look up and feel the shifting wind tossing us around again. Hold tight, get ready to begin and just levitate.
We are back, we are live, Super Cup 2018. My name is Adam Zawada, keeping you busy all day and all of yesterday
30
and all
seconds.
of tomorrow. Hope my voice doesn't grate you too much. Our next set of teams coming up, Brutal Affliction 3 versus Vixen. So, what is going to
20
happen?
seconds.
Yeah, Vixen will be breaking right to left. Brutal Affliction in their telltale purple will be left to right.
10 seconds. Game on.
Brutal tending to play quite defensive, have thrown a play into that snake. There's a player for Vixen in that three-quarter brick. Are they going to wear it though? How are they going to duke each other out here? Vixen loses their three-quarter brick play on the snake side. They also look like they lose the Dorito play. No, not quite. Brutal wanting to move up here. Remember, these games might only be 3 or 4 sets this morning, but they're still going to be important when it comes to semis and finals. Cut out Kukumu for Brutal Affliction all the way up into the past the snake 50. He should be on your screen now, actually. Brutal moving up on the three-quarter brick snake side. They've also got that Dorito 2 player. They're flattening out nicely. They're going to push forward. You can see they're just waiting for a body or two to drop. Then they can maybe push through it for that point. Survivability is key, though. The snake side is getting absolutely pummeled from the Dorito side. They know he's here. They want to push. Brutal move another player onto the far Dorito side. They're not pushing up yet. They're still quite far back. Vixen using that 3/4 brick on the far side, but Brutal have lost their 3/4 brick on the Snake side. Vixen going on the far Dorito side, so this is getting interesting. And I'm wearing lots of paint in studio, but what that does mean is that they've actually picked up the player in the Snake 50 for Brutal, so Vixen coming back well here. I've got eyes on 3, they're moving up, Brutal on the back foot. Vixen coming forward positively. Taking up that Dorito 3 player, moving past the Snake 50. Vixen is a power of position here. They want to focus on the last Brutal player in the Snake corner. Time ticking away. It's almost half the time gone. Vixen moves their Snake 50 player from inside the cluster outside. She runs up. She wants to bunker. She goes to bunker. The bunker player for Vixen does run up and bunker that player. She lost her life as well.
Towel.
But with
Towel.
the bodies left on
Towel.
the line, Brutal Affliction
Point
throws
approved.
in the towel there, meaning Vixen takes the first point of that set there. You can hear there was a big roar from the pit to my right, showing how that much meant to Vixen and what a big point it was for them as well. Your next is a Syndicate versus Demolition Squad.
30 seconds.
Remember, this is 5-man, so it should be quite interesting. Mercy 2, 6 minutes.
20 seconds. Ten seconds.
Demolition Squad will be breaking
Game
right
on.
to left, while Syndicate left to right. Syndicate did pretty well in the 3-mans yesterday. Can they transfer it now onto the 5? Demolition Squad throwing a player up on that Snake 50 straight up. Big exchange. Takes one out with him on past that Snake 50. That would have been on your screen. Did it well. Timed it beautifully as well for Syndicate, making sure that he didn't lose his life. Demolition Squad trying to move some players up, trying to cut up in the field. This player now in the Snake for Syndicate has to be careful though. He's in a position of power. He can't throw it away. They do know he's here though. Demolition Squad loses their Dorito 1 player as well. This should allow Syndicate all the way up. I do think that's Demo boys down. Or not. There's one left forcing an exchange on the Snake side.
Towel.
He gets
Towel.
taken out
Towel.
on a 1-on-1, but there was enough bodies left, so targets
Point
thrown in.
approved.
Syndicate did well with 3 bodies live on the end, doing very well. Point approved there.
Thirty seconds. 20 seconds.
Vixen's leading 1-0 here. Brutal Affliction will definitely be wanting to come back. Their 3rd squad in the tournament. So what's going to
10
happen?
seconds.
They've done quite well yesterday as well. They need to pick up here. There's 3 minutes left to be played, as I'm sure the clock tells you.
Game on.
Vixen taking that first point. Loses, I believe, Jolene Jolan off the break there. She won't be happy with that. She would have wanted to make her bunker. Haven't seen Brutal drop a body just yet. There's enough time to tie this up. And also enough time to win it, depending on how it plays out. Brutal throwing a player into that 50 wall. 50 snake, sorry, not the wall. They know he's there though. A lot of paint being thrown his way. I'm sure you could hear in the background. An absolute storm coming his way. Brutal utilizing that 3/4 brick snake side. Dorito 1 and Dorito 4. They've still, I think there might still be a fifth. I don't think they've dropped. Vixens lose one of their temple bunkers. And one of their players moving up into snake gets picked up as well. I believe it's Larissa who got picked up trying to move into snake. Vixens losing their temple bunker. This is definitely a brutal point. Definitely a brutal point. There's only 1 or 2 left alive on Vixen's side. Huge gun advantage going Brutal's way. This is how they were sort of playing yesterday. This is the game they wanted to play. Their tactics, their speed, their pace, so that they can move up. Vixens have been eliminated from the field.
Base.
There's a base hit with over a minute and a bit. Just shy of a minute, 15 seconds to play, and it's all tied up 1-1. How is this going to happen? Vixens will be happy with that first point, but now they lost the momentum, letting Brutal Affliction score 1 back. So will Brutal take the momentum, or are Vixens going to come back?
Point approved.
There you have it. These Mercy 2 games can get close, that's for sure. Syndicate will be wanting to wrap up Demolition
30
Squad. But they're
seconds.
not going to make it easy. Demo Squad's going to step up as much as they can.
Twenty seconds.
There's lots
10
of time.
seconds.
That first one was only a minute long, so there's lots and lots of time left. I don't know if it's going to be a short or a long point, depending on the tactics planned by individual teams.
Game on.
Demo Squad breaks out to that 3/4. That 3/4 brick. Syndicate mirrors it. Dorito 1 for Syndicate as well. Player called for Demo out. That's not what they wanted. They would have been wanting to drop the Suicide Squad, then move up together as a team. Another Demo man down. This is looking like Syndicate's point. I haven't seen Syndicate drop a body yet either, so it looks like a clear gun advantage towards Syndicate. Demo drops a 3rd body. So some good shooting from Syndicate. Their 3-man did pretty well yesterday. I think they only lost 1 or 2 games. Syndicate being so aggressive, they moved on to the other side of the field. Dorito 4, and they're busy screaming Teabag 1. Dorito 1 is apparently in action at the moment with a Demo Squad player there and a Snake Corner player. There we go. Towel thrown in by Demolition Squad.
Point approved. Game finished.
It's an interesting towel because it's still 1-0. I think they were trying to save their player more than the point there, because there was a big advantage. But obviously, remember in Mercy 2, you only need to win by 2, which Syndicate did, beating a Demolition Squad 2-0 with quite a lot of time left
30
on the
seconds.
board. But an interesting game. It's already getting tight. That's how hectic Super Cup gets, ladies and gentlemen. It's already getting rather tight with Brutal Affliction 3 and
seconds.
Vixen in action together. Just a minute and 13 seconds left to play, and it's all tied up 1-1. Both teams will be wanting the big W.
Timeout.
As if to iterate my point, timeout taken by Vixen. They want to take their time. They want to breathe. They don't want to feel rushed.
1 minute.
Hold tight, get ready to begin, and just levitate.
like I said, a tight game here already. It's your second set of the day, and already contention on the
10
field.
seconds.
Belligerent contention. Let's see how they're going to play. This should be interesting. Or rather, let me tell you, rather than see.
Game on.
Brutal Affliction in their purple, left to right. Vixen, right to left. Lose a play in that three-quarter brick, asking for a check. She's looking for a check on her chest.
60 seconds.
She is cleared to play by the looks of it. Referee wears one in the knee knaps, that's for sure. There's a Snake 50 player. I believe it's Kukumur again in the Snake. Now the Vixens lose their three-quarter break. Kukumur making his play known there. Moving up past the Snake 50, they also throw another slide into the three-quarter break on the Snake side. Wasn't really the most pirouettic slide I've ever seen in my life, but he got there and he got in safe. That's all that matters. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. The communication from Brutal is definitely very positive, but Vixens have just been dropped off. They've been getting picked up, and that is not quite that, because there's 18 seconds left on the clock, right? So the Vixen ladies were picked off there. They were struggling. They're getting picked off from distances, allowing Brutal with 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies, if not 5, to hit the buzzer. But with 18 seconds left to play, it's not race
Point
to 2.
approved.
Remember, it's not a race to 2. You have to win by 2. So Vixen could pull off an amazing 18-second pointer. Tactically, they had good communication, Brutal Affliction. I must admit, they were busy screaming 30 seconds, cool. Then they picked up the bodies. Then they rushed hitting the base point. I think maybe if they wanted to, they could have waited those 10 seconds and then hit that base point. But obviously, everyone gets very stressed, because if something goes wrong, then it goes into a draw. Someone is going to be fined. His team's not going to be happy with him. Cleared up a little bit. Sun made its way through, but it does look like some of the cloud cover's coming back.
1 minute.
That always affects the game a little bit. We're getting a lot less bounces because it's not as hot. So the ball's definitely breaking easier, which is good to see as well.
Thirty seconds.
Your 30-second counter, there's literally only half that amount of time to be played for a point. I hope Vixens are stealing themselves for a bit of a punishment, because
20 seconds.
they're going to have to run with aggression. And with aggression comes a couple knocks here and there. They're going to wear some paint, that is for damn sure. But they're going to want
10
to try
seconds.
tie it up 2-2 if they possibly can.
Game on.
Vixen's trying to move up the three-quarter brick. Brutal Affliction takes it defensive, no rush whatsoever. They know what they need to do. Vixen's trying to move up, but they keep getting picked off. They just can't move past that three-quarter mark. Player is called clear.
Game time
but it's
finished.
not going
Game
to matter
finished.
because a Brutal Affliction's going to take it 2-1. Vixens are going to be a little annoyed at themselves because they took that 1 point. That's fine that they went down the other, but when they were holding firm and there was almost time to push for a tie, they almost brought it home. Unlucky Vixens. Congrats to Brutal Affliction 3. It's about grinding out points at the end of the day and grinding out results, and that is what they did. So congrats to them over there. So Brutal Affliction 3 beating Vixens 2-1.
Thanks, ladies. Thank you. Thanks, ladies.
But then your previous set before that was Syndicate beating Demolition Squad 2-0. So the next set of teams is going to be Heroes Reloaded versus Doomsday Raptors back in action. The Syndicate playing back-to-back and Vixen playing back-to-back games. Don't go anywhere. We're still busy tweaking some things to improve your experience back home. My name is Adam Zawada, and we will be right back. welcome back. Our next set of games, Reloaded
10
versus
seconds.
Doomsday Raptors. Doomsday Raptors are back in action as well. This is exciting stuff. We're busy tweaking another camera to try and get you a bit of a better view instead of
Game
just
on.
that central GoPro. So this one should give you a bit of a better view, at least of how the people are running, all the players are behaving, and so on and so on. So Doomsday Raptors are breaking right to left. Then we have Reloaded left to right. Raptors in their telltale purple and green, an iconic shirt color as well. Reloaded throwing a play into the snake outside cluster. And yes, I call it the snake cluster. So if you're outside the cluster, you're on the furthest outside of the two snake parallel lines, close to the outside of the field. Doomsday loses their three-quarter brick. They've got their Dorito player, Dorito 1, and they've also got a safety side Dorito bunker in the can there. Reloaded have mainly loaded the Dorito side of it, so I don't have much eyes on them, to be honest. I'm not going to be able to say much there. The one snake player is moving up closer on the field past the snake 50. There's going to be some paint coming in now because I don't know if they know he's there, but they are covering his bunker. They do throw a player up into that three-quarter brick snake side. The Doomsday Raptors also playing a bit defensively at the moment, which I can understand after the previous round. They were a little unhappy with their performance. I'm sure they want to step up and try and improve their survivability and make it count. Some good shooting from that Dorito side. He picks up that Snake 1 player that they had Reloaded, moving up now to that three-quarter brick on the Dorito side, and the Dorito player moving up. Now a Snake 50 player. I think Doomsday Raptors have lost their one safe side Dorito bunker player. They do have a Dorito 1 bunker runner though. They do know he's there though. Should be able to get that pickup. Misses his opportunity. He had a free shot here, the Reloaded player. You got to clinch those. They do bunker him anyway though. So it looks like Doomsday Raptor player left on his own. Not much he could have done when he was getting bunkered. That Reloaded player in the snake needed to make sure his shooting was on point. Not that he missed by much, but you got to make sure in those scenarios, because if he comes back and takes you out, you're not helping your team.
Base.
Reloaded hitting that base. Let's wait for that point confirmation. The team swapping with them will be the Syndicate versus Vixen. And I'm noticing now that this is the last Division 4 prelim of Mercy 2. We are moving on to Challenges D3. The first set of challenges we're playing this weekend, I believe. Yeah. Mercy 2 or 4? Mercy 4. So we're back to
Point
Mercy
approved.
4 afterwards as well. So this should be very, very cool to see. Point is approved. So Heroes Reloaded go up 1-0 against Doomsday Raptors. Now the Syndicate versus Vixen.
Thirty seconds.
We had a spectacular day of sun yesterday. It does seem that the rain's coming in here. It hasn't rained just yet. Or it
20
rained this morning,
seconds.
sorry. I say since it stopped, it hasn't rained again. But some ominous looking clouds are making their way through. I have a buddy back home who's like
10 seconds.
vet / pilot. And he's very involved in flying. And she can tell you the names of all those clouds, actually. It's very interesting. Syndicate breaking left to right. Vixen right
Game
to left.
on.
Vixen getting picked off on the break. Oh, no, maybe not. She's been checking, pulled out. Ref must wear one. That comes with the territory, though. Vixens need to make sure they make their bunkers. If you want to have the more aggressive approach, you got to run harder. Syndicate trying to play in that Snake 50. Got to watch those back bounces. They all count, no matter how they happen. Vixens lose Jolene in one of the Dorito bunkers, it seems. Syndicate's communication good, moving Dorito side, Snake side up. They're going to try bunker them out, move on, and they're going to try wrap up a quick point here. Syndicate's communication has been very, very good. I really don't expect to see them in Div 4 next year. I'm actually not sure what they've done points-wise and winning or losing, but the way they've played,
Base.
I wouldn't be surprised if they move up a division. But then again, I'm not quite 100% sure how that works. We will find out, though. Let's wait for that point confirmation.
Point approved.
There's your point approval. I'm busy having a look at the stats, and Syndicate doing pretty well. They're sitting on 5th. Not many points behind, so if they do very well here, yeah,
30
for
seconds.
the season they're sitting 5th. So if they do well here and move up, they could really take a couple squads up. But we'll have a look-see-doodle and see how this all pans out.
20 seconds.
There was a yellow flag on Vixen's side for carrying on after hitting on the hip ball / pod area. So that obviously is also why a lot of bodies dropped there. Not what Vixen would have
10
wanted,
seconds.
giving the Syndicate an early lead. What this means now, though, we've got Reloaded, and Raptors. Reloaded leading a 1-0 against Raptors.
Game on.
They have swapped sides, so Raptors will be coming left to right. Doomsday Raptors loses one off the break. Reloaded right to left. Syndicate have really been playing quite well, though. It will be good to see how they step up for the rest of the tournament, because if they can take a podium finish, that would be quite very, very cool for them. There's only a minute 30 left. Reloaded moving up. Raptors are dropping a few bodies here. They're throwing a lot of paint down that Doritos side, losing another one there. This was an absolute pumping scenario of quick bang, 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 losing 3-4 players in quick succession. Towel thrown in. Heroes Reloaded beat Doomsday Raptors 2-0. Well done to them. Also, I love their jerseys. It's the suit paintball jersey. I'm definitely a big fan of that, I must admit. You can see the clouds on screen rolling in the background. So that's pretty cool.
Timeout.
There's been a timeout taken by the Syndicate. They're not going to feel rushed. They want to wrap this up in style. 2-minute breather.
One minute.
This is a pod. I need a pod. Here only has one pod. I need a pod.
Your 30-second shower counter should be kicking off real soon. It's like I know.
30 seconds.
Black magic. It's like I know these things. No, I'm playing. Anyway, Syndicate will be breaking right to left. Vixen going to be doing everything to try and stop them.
20
Vixen
seconds.
has been, I think I've mentioned it at previous tournaments, Vixen has this habit of getting picked off before the break or during the break, and they really need to pick their bunkers carefully, because if you're not going to make it,
10 seconds.
you're not helping the team.
Game on.
Predominantly a female team, Vixen again, player off the break. It was one of their shooters, though, not one of their runners. Syndicate asking for a check on the far Dorito side. They've got the 3/4 brick Syndicate player as well. Vixen player checking for a check. She's cleared to play, though. She's back in action. As that happens, then she gets cleared from that Dorito side. Oh, he knocked. I was very unlucky for the player there. Too many Vixen players dropping. Syndicate losing one or two themselves, though, so this isn't done. Vixen losing another player. I do believe that should be 4 or 5 of them. That is the Vixen players down, so Syndicate can cruise in and see what they can do there. Oh, no, there's still a bunker player there. Look at that. Vixen has been pulled out. They've been grabbed. It's unlucky of them. It's a break again. I mentioned it once. Base has been hit by Syndicate. Syndicate's communication has been very strong, though, I must admit. The clutch plays this morning have come very right for them.
Point approved.
Right when
Game
it matters.
finished.
Point is approved, though, which is good to see. So Syndicate beat Vixens 2-0 in their Division 4 5-man preliminary. What we're going to do, though, because remember, Heroes Reloaded beat Doomsday Raptors 2-0 as well. But the reason this is interesting is that's the last Division 4 match prelim. Not sure if it's for the day. We'll have to have a look. But the challengers are in action for the first time. And your first challenger teams is All-Stars vs. Sin, Brutal Affliction 2, and Double Tap, all in action. So don't go anywhere. My name is Adam Zawada, bringing you Challengers Division Paintball at Super Cup 2018.
Take my hand and we'll go away to a different place. Float on air and we'll hide away. I'll be your escape. Look up and feel the shifting winds tossing us around again. Hold tight, get ready to begin and just levitate.
Welcome back. We are in our Challenges division. Our first few games, finally, of Challenges on this Saturday morning. And kicking off those sets is All-Star versus Sin. It's good to see everyone back on Super Cup as well. With them, we'll be swapping with them in your set is Brutal Affliction, second team, and a double tap. This is going to be very, very cool to see All-Stars
30 seconds.
left to right with Sin, right to left. I missed event 4, unfortunately, so it's good to see everyone again. I really, really haven't seen much
20
Challenger
seconds.
Paintball, and I really, really enjoy it. Remember, as well, it is Mercy 4 now, though. Serious, we're here with the big boys. Not here to play games. Mercy 4.
10 seconds.
Means you have to win by 4, and they have a 10-minute playtime, just like the champions.
Game on.
Both teams not breaking out too hugely, playing a bit more defensive. You can hear a hell of a lot of paint being thrown down in comparison to Division 4. Sin utilizing that quarter brick on the snake side. All Stars also playing defensive. Haven't really seen anyone move up. No one in the snakes just yet. Interesting tactic. The snakes have normally been utilized quite effectively. Even some of the pros yesterday playing on the AFCON loved using the snakes. Three-quarter brick play on snake side for Sin gets picked out. There's now a snake player though for All Star. So what's All Stars gonna do? Moving now past almost into that snake 50. The All-Star player is on the outside of the cluster. I don't think he knows he's there. I believe it's Krailing in this cluster over here. If he can throw his paint down, he can pick up that Dorito 1 player. All-Stars are moving up a little bit now to Dorito 3, Dorito 4. What's Sin going to do to respond? I'm not sure what the body count is just yet. I've got no eyes on any Sin players, only All-Star. But bullets are being thrown, so they're still in. Chewy moving in onto the inside of the snake cluster. Has been picked up for his efforts, though. You got to be tight in those corners. Get skinny. Moving up a Snake 50 player now for All Stars as well. I believe that Simmons is now at the Snake 50. We've got Dorito 4, Dorito 3. I still don't have eyes on the Sin players. Snake corner is the call, so that's where that player, that Sin player, has been busy launching a full set of bullets. All Stars lost their Dorito 4 player. I've got eyes on 2 of their players. There's still a Dorito player for Sin and then Snake corner. Sin loses their, I believe, their Dorito 1 player. Now All Stars do want to move up. They've got to try to get rid of that Snake corner. Remember, immediately with it being Mercy 4 and with 10-minute times, it's not all the points are directly as valuable, so to speak, because you have more of an opportunity to come back. Obviously, every point counts, but because you have that ability to come back, it's, you know, a point can, as you can hear, the lack of bullets being thrown out, because no one wants to rush. Often the first point mentally, though, is a huge, huge deal. There's still that Snake corner Sin player. All Stars taking their time moving in. Because remember, if they take this point, they'll probably be happy to waste time doing it. Towel hasn't been thrown in either. That 3/4 brick on the Snake side of Sin side now has an All-Star player on the back of it. They want to move in now on that Snake 1 player, and that's exactly what they do. And they've bunkered him out nicely. It looks like All Stars will take your first point of your Challengers division. That was quite a long round, though. I mean, right, that play itself was almost just 5 minutes right there, 4.5 to be precise. You know, so, I mean, I'm not suggesting now because they have 10 minutes, they now have 20-point difference games. But it's about the fact that, A, they're allowed to pick up pace.
Towel.
Which
Towel.
takes longer. It's just a
Towel.
bit more patient, so
Point approved.
the games go a little longer. Every point goes a little longer. First point goes All Stars against Sin. They played that well, nice and calm. Sin did well. I was struggling to get eyes on their players, and I don't know if that's indicative of my viewpoint or angle, or how well and skinny they were in their bunkers, respectively.
30 seconds.
But your next swapping teams is Brutal Affliction is 2s versus Double Tap.
20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Is your 10-second counter. Brutal in purple, as usual, will be left to right. Double tap, right to left.
Game on.
Both teams not playing too aggressively. There's been a player called on the double tap side off the break. From the far side, no flag though, just him himself. Snake not being utilized just yet by either team. As I say, that huge slide into the 3/4 brick bunker. He almost went the wrong way in, completely flipped it almost. Then immediately, who's this? Van der Gracht is in the Snake 50 for Brutal Affliction to counter that. I have noticed that immediately the teams almost counter each other. If they see a player hitting Snake, they go in as well to try and prevent any field domination or positional domination happening. The highest player for Brutal is the Snake 50. Oh, this is it, the Snake 50. The Snake 50. Now there's a double tap player on the either side of the Snake 50. They don't know that they're there. There's no communication that they're there. If you can bunker him, literally they're on the same side, either side of the Snake 50. Double tap loses their 3/4 bunker. If you can go around the corner without shooting, without letting him know, now there's going to be a fight. They're going to do it. They're going to bunker each other, but at any cost. No, neither are out somehow. This is, oh yes, double tap player is out. Double tap play did get called out there, so the brutal affliction player did manage to stay alive on that snake 50. Double tap player had the advantage there, just didn't know he was there. They gave each other, frankly, they gave each other heart attacks. Brutal moving up, kill 4. There's only 1 alive for double tap, if that. Brutal ready to move up. So Dorito 1 player. Brutal moving up exactly that. Looking strong, looking very, very strong. Brutal affliction there. Double tap did very well. Let's not take away from him.
Base.
I believe maybe just 1 or 2 things didn't go their way.
Looks like it's right above us almost. But it is moving.
So Brutal 2, after this point confirmation, should win or take their first point 1-0.
Point approved.
Point approved. Brutal Affliction takes the first point against Double Tap. But we are back against All Stars and Sun.
30 seconds.
That side and to the right for now. Go if you feel it's unsafe and stuff.
20 seconds.
It's a 20-second counter. All Stars versus Sin. They have swapped sides. They swap every point. So Sin will be breaking left to right. All Stars right to left.
10 seconds. Game on.
There's your break. Sin going straight into that Dorito side, throwing a player straight up into the outside cluster snake 1. I believe it's Krailing again for All Stars. Oh, into the snake 50. They've lost players. Both teams have dropped players though. They're not aware of each other's positionings here in the snake. They have to be careful. Now Krailing knows he's there. Wants to pick him up. Picks him up on the pod. Does exactly that. Takes out the snake 1. Both teams dropping players there. But it definitely looks like All Stars with advantage at the moment. Too many Sin players dropping. That's exactly what happens, and so they move up for that base hit.
Base.
All Stars found a second gear, and they dropped it in that round. They did really, really well to take that point. I mean, their previous one was a long round of almost 5 minutes, and this one they wrapped up in under a minute, to be precise. It was the communication was there. They moved well. Bit of luck here and there on finding the people at the right
Point
time.
approved.
Sin will not be happy though. They'll be wanting to take some points home themselves.
Thirty seconds.
Your 30-second counter. Brutal Affliction 2 versus Double
20
Tap.
seconds.
They would have swapped sides as well, so Double Tap will be breaking left to right, Brutal or right to left.
10 seconds. Game on.
Brutal, big break straight into the quarter brick, and also Dorito 3, so they're showing a bit of aggression as well. There's some rain coming down now as well. Let's see how this changes the game. Fog's an issue. Now suddenly masks, vision starts becoming a big thing. Brutal throws a play into that 3/4 brick on the Dorito side, not quite halfway. Double Tap moving Dorito 4 and outside Snake 1. Rain's coming down, that's for sure. How's this going to affect the game? The players carrying on through like real troopers. This isn't cricket, we play on in the rain. Oh, that was a close little juke off here on the snake side. The Double Tap players on the outside cluster of snake 1. The Brutal Affliction player moved from the 3/4 snake side bunker into the cluster itself. They do know they're there. He does wear one, unfortunately, the Double Tap player. He's out of that snake cluster. Brutal Affliction player still there though. Oh, now there's another snake juke off though. They're gonna try and bunker each other. He picks up one, Double tap player gets picked off for his effort though. I think that's all of Brutal. I think it was only the one player left. Double tap still have a play on that outside Dorito side they're going to play. I'm not sure if he's out or going for the bunker, if I'm honest. I'm not sure anyone's left in the field there. Because I'm seeing a Brutal Friction player leave the field as well. So we're waiting for this point, but I don't think there's light.
Towel. Towel. Towel.
Towel thrown
Point
in
approved.
by Double Tap going to Brutal Affliction 2, so that's 2-0 right there. I do believe we're coming off for a lightning. It is right above us. So we're going to take a quick breather whilst we wait for the storm to pass. My name is Adam Zawada. I will find out if we're going to be changing feeds for the new division or not. So we're going to create a new feed for the Challenges division. So don't go anywhere. Just find the new feed. We're going to go into all the Challenges games. My name is Adam Zawada, and we'll see you in a little bit. Don't worry, the storm's not going to stop good paintball happening.